Two powerhouse platforms for building internal tools, Retool versus Appsmith. Which one really delivers? On the left, Retool, billed as the fastest way to build custom internal tools. And on the right, Appsmith, an open source platform letting you craft internal apps your way. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. All right, let's set the stage. We're going to break down Retool and Appsmith across these categories: pricing and cost, integrations and extensibility, security and permissions, customization and developer flexibility, usability and learning curve, deployment and hosting, community, support and ecosystem, and user ratings and satisfaction. So, mind map in hand, let's hit the first checkpoint. Let's talk about the money stuff first. Pricing and cost. Retool gives you clear per-user pricing and, they do throw in a free tier for limited use. But here's the catch. It can get really pricey once your team gets bigger, or you want all those fancy features. So yeah, it's not the cheapest option at scale. Now let's flip to Appsmith. Oh, and here's something cool. It's actually open source. So the community edition is totally free. You can self-host, and the entry-level cost there is super low. If you're just tinkering or running a lean startup, that's huge. They do have a usage-based paid plan, but for most predictable workloads, it can be really budget-friendly. Of course, if you go hard on usage, those fees can creep up. Winner here, Appsmith definitely nails affordability. Moving on, integrations and extensibility. Retool is like a Swiss Army knife here. You get over 100 pre-built React components, extensive integrations with practically anything: SQL, NoSQL, REST, GraphQL, Firebase, Salesforce. The list goes on. Plus, you get advanced support for custom code, whether it's JavaScript, Python, or SQL. The flip side is, mastering all those features does take a little time. With Appsmith, it's honestly pretty well stacked too. Tons of built-in integrations: REST, GraphQL, SQL, and plenty of API support. There's custom widgets and plugins too. But if we're being real, their component library is a bit smaller compared to Retool's buffet of options. So, on integrations, Retool edges out a win. Now, security and permissions. Retool goes pretty hardcore here. Granular controls down to data level, classic role-based access, and perks like enterprise-level security features, SSO, and audit logs. A little intimidating? Yeah, especially if you just want something simple. But for big teams, it's super robust. Appsmith also lets you do fine-grained permissions, and it's nice that you can self-host or deploy on-prem for even more control. The only thing is, the role-based access isn't as granular as Retool's, so you might notice a difference there if you have a lot of moving parts. Winner on security? Retool, thanks to those deep controls. Oh, quick fun fact. Did you know Appsmith is actually one of the world's top open source projects for building internal tools? That's kind of a big deal. Shows you just how popular and community-driven it's become. All right, developer flexibility time. Retool gives you space to jam in custom code. JS, SQL, Python. You can extend with your own components too. But here's a little caution. It's not open source, so you're sort of stuck in their ecosystem, and vendor lock-in is real. Now, Appsmith, this is where open source shines. You get full access to everything. Want to build custom widgets or plugins? Go nuts. You can even fork and alter the whole platform logic if you're feeling adventurous. It might take a bit more technical elbow grease for deep customizations, but you've got control. Appsmith takes the win for flexibility and dev power. Let's chat about usability and learning curve. Retool's drag-and-drop builder is super polished, and they've got heavy-duty docs for devs. But I gotta say, newcomers sometimes run into a steep learning curve, and the interface can get overwhelming, like so many buttons to click. Appsmith keeps things more chill. Easy UI builder, way more approachable, especially for folks who haven't built 50 admin panels before. Docs are community-led, which means more real-world tips. A few widgets feel less fancy, sure, but overall, it's easier to get rolling. Winner on usability? That's Appsmith. Let's talk deployment and hosting. Retool offers both cloud and on-premises options and supports horizontal scaling. There is a catch, though. The real, full-featured on-prem setup is for their enterprise tier. So, cloud first is kind of their default. Appsmith keeps things wide open. You can self-host, which means total control, or just use their cloud. Self-hosting does mean you handle updates and management yourself, so a bit more DIY there. Honestly, this one's a tie. Different flavors, but you land in the same place. Community, support, ecosystem. This is where things get really interesting. Retool has solid enterprise support, but since it's closed source, their ecosystem feels a little locked up. Appsmith's open source nature makes for a vibrant, really active community. Loads of plugins and extensions flying around. If something breaks, yeah, You might need to hunt through Stack Overflow or Discord instead of calling in enterprise support, but there are always folks ready to help. Appsmith edges out a win thanks to that community energy. Last, but definitely not least, user ratings and satisfaction. Retool's generally loved for how functional and enterprise-ready it is, but lots of people have called out the interface as unintuitive and even buggy at times. Appsmith gets praise for how easy it is. Setup, admin, the whole deal. Many users found it met their business needs better, though there are occasional complaints about speed or lag. It's close, but Appsmith tips the satisfaction scale. So if we plot all those categories side by side, you can really see Appsmith shining when it comes to pricing, flexibility, usability, and community support. Retool nails integrations and security for those enterprise folks who need deep controls. If you want a no-fuss, super flexible tool that developers can really make their own, Appsmith is honestly an awesome pick. But if you need bulletproof integrations, all the built-in enterprise security, and your team's already scaling up, Retool is probably the way to go. Appsmith walks home as the overall winner here, just thanks to its sheer flexibility and open-source roots. If you want to support our channel, feel free to use our affiliate link given in video description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.